Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jaden, and this is Path Tune, where we are charting a course to your highest potential. This is ultimately about how to change and evolve your vibrational frequency over time to match the frequency of your highest and best life path. We do have the power to change where we end up, and you can experience a better future simply by changing yourself and tuning in to your highest potential. This channel is all about sharing the information, ideas, and perspectives that will help you create your own personal symphony of health, wealth, love, happiness, fulfillment, and freedom with the unique ratios of what's important to you. So if that sparks your interest, please consider subscribing and coming along on the journey as we explore the path of self-discovery with the intention of using these ideas and valuable information we learn to better ourselves and our lives in some way. This is about using a variety of ideas coming from different perspectives to craft a diverse, balanced perspective for yourself. This allows you to make the best, most aligned decisions for yourself and build your level of personal awareness. Then you can use this outlook to better harness the power of your own inner creative genius, which we all have. Yeah, pretty much. So if that all sounds interesting to you, I invite you to come along on the journey of our own self-discovery. In this video, we will be exploring the topic of finding the right goal for you. This takes a certain degree of self-awareness, but this video is going to be an intro video because we can create an entire playlist on goal setting, and specifically aligned goal setting, because it's one thing just to set a goal like I want to make a bunch of money, or I want to get a fast car, or I want to, buy a house. Those are great, but it's about, I would like to share a perspective of creating a goal that's specific to you, a goal that's aligned with you, and a goal that lights you up and connects you to your inner being, your internal joys, and what really is going to light your soul on fire and bring you personal fulfillment. And this is what connects to your true inner nature, your unique creative spark. And a goal that is aligned with that will be a much more motivating goal, but also once you get there, will be a much more fulfilling goal when you attain it. And it's all about the journey, right? And so in this video, I will be explaining a few different perspectives about this goal setting process, one of which is setting it so that it makes something of you. And we'll get into that. So I'm recording this introduction after the fact I had recorded this video, so I'm trying to not go into everything because I do talk about it in the following video. So yeah, just enjoy the video, and I will do a little bit of that, and then we will get right into it. Thanks for being here, and I appreciate you, and let's get into it. As always, take a deep breath, settle in, buckle up, and enjoy the ride. Just release all the shit that is bothering you. Release it. It's a new day. It's a new moment. We're here. Let it all go. And be here with me now. Hang out with me as we explore this topic of setting a goal that is right for you. We got this. And I'll see you on the other side. So, what I want to ask you, and I would love your input on this, put it in the comments. If you're liking this concept of talking about time, I know it's a little bit out there, a little bit more quantum and abstract in nature. We're really doing my best to ground this into your life at this point in the video. I want you to use this information. Remember, we're shifting our perspectives. We're modulating the way we look at the world so that way we can use it to our advantage to craft a balanced perspective that takes multiple different approaches in looking at a situation, and then apply that to something, say for instance, setting a goal. So with that in mind, I had a point I wanted to write that I wrote down. So let's move on. And this part of the video is going to be about how to create a goal that works for you. If you don't really know what my goal should be, or we have multiple different things pulling you in different directions, I get it. I understand. And it's in such a fast-paced world, it is challenging to just pick something, like one thing to focus on, because we feel like we should always be doing more and we should be doing multiple things at the same time. I am totally guilty of this. But you know, when we are focusing, when we're splitting our attention in too many different ways, we're splitting the stream of energy, which is our consciousness and our focused attention. When we split that too many different ways, then each individual line of our stream of consciousness becomes diluted. It becomes smaller in pressure, and then in intensity and in effectiveness in terms of amplitude and its capabilities of creating change. So a lot of the time it makes sense for you, if you want to make faster progress at least, to pick one or two things to focus on. And then once you get those up to a certain level where you're feeling good about it, then you can add something else in or switch. But it all depends on what you want. If you have a big goal, you kind of need to focus in on that thing and not let other things distract you. So this is going to be on a case-by-case basis, and I would like you to reflect on this. Self-reflection is so important. Reflect on what is it in your life that you want to create? What is calling you? All right, what's calling you? So when we set a goal, let's just write this. How do you find a goal that works for you? Why do we set goals? What's the point in setting a goal? This comes from Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn has completely, dramatically impacted my perspective. Because he puts things in such a simple way, but it's an impactful simple. Less is more. We set goals not for what we are going to get. This is what he said. We don't set goals for what we will get from the goal. We set goals for what they make of you, for what they will make of you. Because the major value in life is not what we get, it's who we become. And that goes back to at the beginning of the video when I was speaking about when I was getting into personal development, and it really clicked for me is that and it may have been partly because Jim Rohn was right there in the beginning in my mind as well. It's all about who you become, because as you evolve yourself, you become more effective, you can make greater change, you can accomplish more things, you become better. Life does not get easier, you become better. You get better. And when you focus on sharpening the tool, which is all of you, your mind, your skills, your confidence, your emotional intelligence, you become a more equipped avatar to navigate this physical existence. When you work on developing it, you're able to do greater things and manage and cope better and easier. It seems to be easier. You just got better. And oftentimes life's challenges will rise, just like, what is that, where when people make more money, their expenses often rise to meet them there. That's like a trait that happens, or a trend that happens. And so, why do we set a goal? Don't set a goal for what it is, for what you're going to get out of the goal. It's not advised. I don't advise to set a goal for something like money, because yes, money can be a motivator. It can be motivation, but at the end of the day, you don't want the money. You want what the money will get you. You want what the money will allow you to do and allow you to trade for other things, because money on its own is worthless. It's paper. It's numbers in a system. It's a measurement system. Just like Alan Watts says, money is a measurement system like inches. And we don't go to the lumber yard or they're building a house and they say, oh, sorry, no inches today. Money is a measurement system of wealth. It is not the end-all, be-all. It is not the actual thing that you want. So making money the goal is making something that, it's like making inches the goal. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So you want what money will bring you, and it can bring you many different things, and your relationship to money matters. There's a phrase, something along the lines of, if you love money, money will love you back. And this is where we get into our programming, because if you've been taught something like money is the root of all evil, then you could have a subconscious block for exactly what you think you want, money, because you have a negative perspective about it. So that is something to address, because money is not the root of all evil. Money is inches. Money is a measurement system. The evil was there, and they got the money, and the money amplifies what is within you. Money is an amplifier. So the evil person just got money and was able to become more explicitly evil and make bigger decisions. And that's what creates this phrase. And then people who are poor want to justify their poor existence and demonize the money that they don't have, so they feel better about not having it. So they say something like that. And then that gets passed down generation, and it's just a thing that's handed to you when you're a child, when you're super impressionable. And now you may not even be thinking of this in your mind, but someone told that to you deep down when you were a kid, and this is still lingering in your subconscious. Anyway, moving forward. That's where digging deep and doing the work of rewriting subconscious beliefs that you may not even know is there. So if you start to replace them with updated beliefs, it's like upgrading your software, updating your iOS, or updating your operating system in your computer. Why would you never update it? We need to update our computers and our phones every so often, otherwise they don't work very effectively, and they start crashing and not being efficient. So you need to update your mind and update your belief systems, because you are not the child anymore. You have learned so much more. You know so much more. So why are you still operating off of these old programs? Because you don't consciously know that they're there. That's why. So, how do you change something that you don't know is consciously there? Well, when you start to notice that you have certain feelings about, say, money, or you're experiencing blocks in some way, creative blocks, money blocks, shit just seems hard for you, that could be pointing that there are some subconscious beliefs that is stopping you from setting the goals, like we're talking about, to setting the goals that will allow you to move forward in creating more money in your life, or whatever you are looking to create more. Yeah, whatever. We got it, right? You get what I'm saying. So, to set a goal, it's about, why do we set goals? Because of what they will make of you. And we'll just write this out because, oh, you can't see that. Let me go back so you can see what I just wrote. I wrote what they will make of you. Okay, good. Moving on. We just want to write this. The major value in life is not what we get. It is who we become. We're on the same page. You following me? I've kind of explained the thought process behind why who we become is important. So with that, when you set a goal, you don't want it to be too easy. Because one, you won't be as proud of yourself for doing it, because we develop our self-esteem through accomplishing, a major way we develop our self-esteem is through accomplishing difficult tasks that challenge us. Just throwing that out there, that's good to know. So, easy and hard. And another thing that Jim Rohn said, put that in quotes, because it's all perspective, right? What's something that's hard? Well, Jim Rohn's perspective is, if you can do it, I'll just write this. If you can do it, it's easy. If you can't do it, it's hard. Alright? That's just a thought. That's an idea. Just collecting ideas here on this channel. You can collect enough of them, well, it takes is one idea to just turn everything around for you. And shift everything in a new direction. So you don't want to set a goal that's too easy, because one, with the self-esteem thing, but also it's not really going to challenge you, and we grow through the challenge. That's the only way we grow, is by pushing ourselves, and we're in that point where it's like, oh man, I don't know, I don't like this, this is hard, I'm not sure, and you have to push, you have to, okay, let's try. When you're at the gym, it's not, you don't get any results off of just not breaking any sweat ever. You don't get any results from not feeling the pain of your muscle fibers tearing, and you're destroying them so that they can be built back bigger. That pain is the challenge. You're pushing. You don't have to go, how hard you want to go is all up to you. But a good place to start is setting a goal in the middle. Because if you set a goal that's too hard, and you shoot for the moon, if you shoot for the stars and miss, at least you'll land in the moon. What is that phrase? That's Les Brown. We need to find that. Real quick. Where am I at? Where am I? No, I'm talking about my computer. That was a stupid joke, but I liked it. All right. Let's go back to my face. Hi, hope you guys are having a good night. So we're going, if you shoot for, let's get you to see the screen. I don't know why I still have the DuckDuckGo browser. I'm pretty sure Google bought them. If you shoot for the moon and miss, quote. Oh, it's Norman Vincent Peale. Well, Les Brown studied Norman Vincent Peale a lot. Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. That's just a good quote. I like that. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. But that's just kind of a feel-good quote. You can take something away from that. Norman Vincent Peale was definitely a knowledgeable person. I have a couple of his books. But what I'm alluding to with that is that if you shoot... Okay, so you want to set big goals. But it's all about balance, right? And so you can set a goal and then attain it and then move on to the next goal. But what you don't want to do is set a goal that is too high where it feels completely impossible. So then because it feels so far away from who and where you are in your life right now, your motivation level is lower. Because why would you work on something that seems impossible? So, at least at the beginning, yes, there are people out there that set impossible or extremely big goals, and then if you don't quite hit them, but you get halfway there, so say you set a goal for $1 million, and then you only get halfway there, you still made 500,000. You still made 500,000. That's pretty good. And then say if you only set the goal to be 100,000, like you still made more than you would have made if you just set the 100,000 goal, right? So there's different ways of looking at this. I understand that. And so it all is kind of dependent on where you are at in your journey and what kind of goal you're ready for. But a good rule of thumb is to set a goal that it's called a stretch goal. And it's a goal that's not too far away to where it doesn't necessarily need to be impossible. You can get there, but like we were saying with the motivation, so it's not too far away, but it's not too hard, but it's also not too easy. It's something in the middle that still stretches you and challenges you, but it's not. And so because of that, you're motivated to do it because you know it's possible, but you know you have to do some work to do it. And so you just continue setting stretch goals that are kind of in the middle, but it does require you to push yourself and to do something you maybe haven't done before. But if I really apply myself, I know I could do it. That's the type of goal that you want to set, or that I would encourage you to set. So, what else about that I write? Let's go back here. Yeah, so it's find the goal that I know I can if I push myself. It should be uncomfortable. Find the goal that's right in between, the middle way. Not too far, not too close to your current reality and current self. So why do you set a goal? Not for what you get, what it will make of you. We talked about all that. And then you can use the attaining of something to be a motivating factor. So if you want to attain a certain house, or you want to get a car, or you want to, what is the money going to give you? It may get you a physical thing, but money also gives you freedom. And the freedom to do what you want when you want. And the freedom to travel, the freedom to take care of your family on a higher level, to be able to experience of what more life has to offer. That's what the money will be able to give you. So focus on the result of what the money can give you. Don't just focus on the inches. But it's okay to have that be a motivating factor, but you just need to go within yourself and get clear on what is actually motivating to me. Why am I doing this? Your why, right? Your why is so important. And your why will change and shift throughout your time, and so will your goals. That's something that I've noticed, is like the goal will shift and grow and change as you do. So don't feel. When I listen to The Strangest Secret, he recommends to get a goal card and write what it is you want more than anything else in the world on it, and then look at it every day, morning and night. And because it is what you're focusing on, because of what you're thinking about it, you realize that you will have it and that it's already yours, because it is what you think about and you become what you think about. That was like, whoa. I mean, I can have anything if I can. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, we can go very far if we apply ourselves. Pretty much anything you think of, you could accomplish it if you really put your mind to it, and you continue to focus on it throughout time. And then, like we said in that last video on the Alchemist Magician manifestation video, if you do the formula that I taught, then your likelihood of achieving that over time is so high. And obviously you gotta set like goals that are somewhat realistic in this dimension, like, you know, somewhat reasonable, but if you can imagine it, high likelihood it's possible. So it may not be accomplished the exact same way of the methodology you're imagining in this scenario, but anyway, it could be done in a certain way. For example, flying. We thought flying was impossible, and then we have planes. We have giant freaking metal. I still look at planes and I'm like, how is that thing just breezing on by through the air? It's so heavy. It doesn't make sense. Well, once we learned. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. We have this idea of what we think we know about reality, then we find out, oh, there's more. There's a way around. There's a back door. So set a goal that will stretch you. Set a goal that will challenge you. And for the purpose of what you will become in the process of achieving that goal. And keep in mind of where you want to go eventually. And if that seems a little bit too far away right now, set a goal that's before that, but it's on the path. It's in the pathway. So if you want to become, if you want to, say, get really good at, I don't know, baseball. You want to be a professional baseball player. You start by developing your skills. And so then you set a goal of, I'm going to do these runs, and I'm going to, well, maybe baseball is not the best analogy since I've never played. I did t-ball when I was a kid. You get what I'm trying to tell you though, right? So moving forward, and we'll wrap up this video, I want to give you a little bit more with that. So I was saying you can use the end result, the cars, whatever you want to get, the travel, the freedom. Freedom is the big thing for me. Freedom to do what I want when I want. That's what money will bring. The thing is you need to realize is that you need to change, because in order for you to align with a different reality where you are having a different life circumstance, you need to become that version that achieves that goal. So it's not about you focusing on the goal itself, and it's more about you aligning with that person that has that goal. So what are the traits of the people that make the money that you want to make? What is the lifestyle of the people that have the lifestyle that you want, and how did they get there, and reverse engineer that, and then work on developing that within yourself. And when you start to internally change, then your external environment begins to reflect the change you made within. And it may take some time. It will take some time, because there is always a lag in this physical dimension. On a higher dimension, things are instant. In this dimension, we experience the lag of time. It's a little slowed down. When we make a change within, the quantum universe hears it immediately, but then it takes time for it to reflect in our environment. But sure enough, you will start to see it in people and in situations, the changes that you make within. So you can use the car or the freedom as a motivating factor, but you need to understand that you need to change, and to change requires pushing yourself past the boundaries of your ego's comfort zone. Simple. You have to start to get okay with being uncomfortable. If you want to go to grow out of your shell, if you want to, say you're the crab and you want to get a bigger home, and because you're kind of crammed and you're in this box and it's what you know, but you know that there's something more out there for you. In order to get to that next level, you need to be accepting and willing to get uncomfortable. And you can take it with baby steps, but you need to start pushing yourself. Just one thing a day. Do something that challenges you. Do something that just kind of makes you feel a little uncomfortable. And there's people that take this to really high levels where they're, the ice baths and running at 3 a.m. And it's like, I'm not saying you need to do that stuff. Maybe you can work to that. If you want to do that, awesome. But just start with something. And start with something small and build momentum is what I would recommend. So hopefully you found value in that message. We will go into how to set a goal, or what goals to set in different areas of life, and how you can really map something out for your future that is aligned with you and your core values, and your unique strengths and your inner creative genius, and how to activate the spark within you that gives you your unique gifts, and how you can use your own unique perspective to better the world, but also to inject that within your day-to-day living so you feel more like yourself and you start to be more in flow with life because you're operating more at your true, authentic frequency. So that's what's coming. I want to touch on those things in the future. I hope you found value in this video. If you did find value, I would encourage you to share it, like it, comment of what's a goal that you are going to work on. What's a stretch goal for you that will enable you to experience a little bit of a challenge, and you realize that it's because of what the goal is going to become, how it is going to affect your being, you as a person, your character. How that is going to affect your character is the true value. And as you develop your character, you become more equipped to create bigger and grander experiences in your life. So I have enjoyed being here with you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.